This is probably gonna hurt a lot of people. This is gonna hurt a lot of people. A lot of people. I can already see it. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Hey, hi, Matthew. Surprise? Yeah, thanks. That's yeah, for a surprise of my end. I'm here in New Orleans for anyone who is wondering at this point. Yeah. No, I didn't move. I don't remember if I said this. I guess I didn't upload a video about it or something, but I went to New Orleans. I'm in New Orleans right now for Christmas. I spent a little bit of extra time at work, just so I could be able to come down here, and I did. But the coming down to New Orleans comes at a price. The rest of my family hates my hair. Like, hates it. I don't care how they want to put it. I don't care how they want to say it. But they hate my hair with a burning passion. And every time they see me with with big hair, they always want to either cut it down or cut it all off. I was able to at least save this. And if I can find it, I want to take a picture. I took a picture. If there's anyone to blame during all this, blame this person. A person who is not related to me in any way, shape, or form. Just you know, just kind of not related. Just a person randomly. You don't need to know her name. You don't need to know her affiliation with me. It's not like she's my sister. Nope. Clearly, just a person who has just murdered my hair and has her own agenda. But hey, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, it sucks. It kind of sucks on my. It's gonna grow back. I'm pretty sure before I graduate, I should have my initial large expanding hair as per usual. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. But I wanted to see my family, even if that meant getting rid of my hair in the long run. It's sad, but it's true. Anyway, speaking of family, they're out at the moment. The only reason why I'm doing this is because they are out. Only a few minutes ago was I bombarded with a bunch of family members that were just all over the place. And they're out at the moment, so I'm going to continue to stream until they come back. But once they come back, I'm immediately shutting things off. Maybe you get to see some of them, but that's about it. It might grow back within the coming months. I would give it 6 months at best for me to get my initial fro back. But it's going to be a while again before I get my, huge fro like we had in the previous videos. It sucks, but I do have some Ruby reactions that I have yet to upload with my afro. So, hey, you'll still get to enjoy it for at least a few other videos until I start making new videos. Congratulations for getting a Switch for Christmas. Alright, no, thanks for showing. Have you filmed vids yet with that new haircut? Nope, I haven't filmed anything with the new haircut yet. I have yet to upload certain videos that I've gotten done already, but I think that's because of the lack of laziness time. Well, not much time, just more like I'm trying to enjoy this vacation a little too much. I've been sleeping a hell of a lot more. Thanks to the fact that I don't have to wake up in the morning for either school or work. So I've been kind of taking sleep for granted here. But yeah, I don't think I'll be able to make videos down here, mostly because this house is usually always noisy, and is unlike moments like these where I'm actually kind of alone. Someone's already kind of here, so this is the best thing I can do right now. My Christmas was fine. Not much really consisting of it, just I was here. I spent most of my Christmas time on a bus, really. As soon as I got here to New Orleans, it was like 7 to 8 o'clock, which means it was already like nighttime. Didn't really get to do much besides just say hi to the family and then just sleep. Enjoy New Year's. You enjoy New Year's too. It's funny because this New Year's, this just seems so bland compared to like other New Year's that I've been a part of. Frankly, I think with age, New Year's just becomes more and more unimportant to me. It's kind of like birthdays, how I started to view them as nothing more than a day closer to death. And now I'm just using New Year's as a day closer to death again. So, you guys have a nice New Year's, because me, the joy of New Year's is now gone. It just just another year for me to try to survive through, you know? How was the Christmas food? See, we're part of that family that just kind of breaks conventions. You would not enjoy being here with our family. We didn't have like a big mountain of Christmas food. Like that sort of thing. No roast beefs, like no tuplets or whatever Grinch related things. We just sort of was here doing things and being a family. Time for a name switch? Come on. Why do you need to change your name? Who's your favorite off color? Who's your favorite off color? Hey, Rose Lips. Don't know the question. So had your power been cut in half due to less hair? In fact, it's grown. Apparently, my hair has been holding back my true strength. Apparently, all the amount of power you saw me go through, all of my videos, I was only using 3% of my true power. So you see, the less hair I get, the more powerful I become. I'm not some Goku. I'm not some Goku guy. The more hair I get, I'm a Saitama. The less hair I have, the more powerful I become. See, that's the problem here, guys. Every day is a close. Yeah, but it's the days that they try to make it seem more and put it by this way. Tomorrow's another day. Sure, okay. But tomorrow's my birthday. Oh, it's a day of which we gave a title to, thus making me realize it's more of a day than I now realize I got to. See, I don't look forward to coming to next Tuesday. I don't look forward to thinking about, oh, wait, 3 days from now, it's going to be 3 days from now. Whoa. It's more like a birthday is a full 365 days. It's a full circle around. So once you get to that day again, and people say, hey, happy birthday or something like that, it's you having a sudden realization that 365 days just went by. Wow. That's a whole year I'm not dead yet. So it's not on the sense that, oh, on a broad scale of things, yes, every second of every day is a closer second to death. But I'm not reminded of it every time. Unlike my birthday and New Year's, where it's like, oh, look at that. We made it through another year of BS in the internet. Can't wait to see what 2008 is going to do. Steam Universe off color. Don't know. Can't really say. Galaxy now? No. Why would you call me Galaxy? That's so small. It's so small. Call me Macrocosm. Hello from hey, Asuma, Afi. Hey, Kyrian. Yeah, I'll make sure to let they know about you guys. My family down here, they know about you guys. They show up to some of my videos and some of my live streams, and they know I have a pretty interesting span of subscribers. To this day, they're kind of still trying to take in that, but eh. Favorite Amethyst fusion? I think Smoky Quartz has become my favorite. As much as I love Sugalite because of the voice actor, but since her voice actor doesn't seem to be very readily around, let alone Sugalite being relatively around, I think I just got to go with Smoky Quartz, because at least with Smoky Quartz, when we saw her again, she talked again, so... Or are they a them? I'm sorry, since Steven's part of the mix. Because, again, when it comes to fusion with both a male and female, it's kind of hard when it comes to pronouns. I'm sorry. What do you think of Chance the... what do you think of Chance the rapper? I don't know who that is. Ever see... Why are so many people suddenly hitting me with a lot of stuff that I just either can't pronounce or don't know entirely? I don't know either of those. SGT Frog and Caro Gunzo. Hello.
Everybody gone?
Yeah, for right now.
Where they went?
One went to a clothing store and the other went home. I wouldn't call it that. I would mostly call not Alexander. I'm talking to you. I wouldn't call it that. I'd talk it more as that Oh, look at that! Look at that! You may not be able to make as many friends in real life, but hey, at least you got somebody to talk to, right? That sort of thing. My family doesn't look at me as some kind of introverted, like, cannot find any type of friends kind of guy. I make them believe that, but that's about it. What are you looking forward to in Miraculous Ladybug? If I get back into it, hopefully I still do. Just seeing what other Miraculous users. That's pretty much it. Everything else could just fall into place. Lily Pete? And I need to look that up, apparently. I don't know who that is. Anime about alien frogs. Don't know what that is. Never even heard of it, and didn't even think an anime like that could exist. Okay, it's a content creator. It looks like it makes MLP content, but I haven't seen any of their work, so I have to actually look at them first before passing judgment. What gem do you think gives Alexandrite her fire breath? Some people tell me it's Amethyst, but you think it's Ruby? What gives Alexandrite her fire breath? Well, it would make more sense for it to be Ruby, since Ruby is the fire user, right? Amethyst is element. Doesn't seem to be nearly anything, if not just crystallization. That's like stretching it with her whip. Really. Knock knock, who's there? New Year resolution? I guess be more... I'm sorry about this. Basically just be more around, I guess. It's fine. I took the chance. I forgot other people were still here. I thought I was by myself.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, bro. Everybody, we got your way.
My bad.
I'm
gonna get right on the
See you later.
Alright, done.
Sorry about that. Now I'm alone, apparently. But New Year's resolution, just be more around on YouTube. And besides, 2018 is when I graduate. I'm graduating next December, so who knows, in fact. And because this is where things are going to get hard, I'm going to have to try to find studios who want me and be good enough for studios to want me. If anything, the best case scenario is I get into some place that I like. The worst case scenario is that I'm on the street inside of a box. But hey, who knows what might happen. Favorite. You keep naming off channel. I'm not a very attentive YouTube like surfer Chase. I'm not that big of a... When it comes to like YouTube MLP creators and stuff, I have a very niche, not niche, more like very like circle of people I usually go to, mostly being like certain reactors like Apple Geek, Johnny Fireflame, those type of guys. When it comes to like other content creators, it's either I stumble across their videos and just subscribe because I like their content, but I don't really remember their names very well, and not to mention it's just like maybe 3 or 4 actual content creators that I relatively follow, and one that Goat himself brought me to. So I don't really expand. I don't know the entire base, so I'm gonna look this one up too. Yeah, I don't. Oh, you mean this guy? This guy, the person who made. Okay, I guess. Okay, I didn't know. See, again, when it comes to names, I'm not good with their names, but just see what their channel's about. Yeah, I know who they are. If you want to know RDC's World's favorite video was just if anime was real, like the anime real thing that he did. What's new? Nothing much besides just my haircut and my. That's about it. Amethyst used fire a couple of times. In what ways did she use it? But again, I'm just saying. Ruby is the literal fire user. I'm not saying that Amethyst cannot use flames in any regard. In fact, I'm pretty sure she probably does, but Ruby is the quintessential fire type. Why does paper beat rock if rock is better than paper? I don't know. It's like, see, paper should win all the time against anything. So I pretty much made this joke like 100 times on my DeviantArt channel with mod. So yeah, I already. See, so I don't know what you're talking about. Paper beats rock because paper. You ever seen trees? Those things can destroy your rock from the inside out. And what is paper made out of? Trees. The reason they think it's Amethyst because she burped fire. See, that was what I was gonna ask about Amethyst. In what occasions did she use fire? When she burped fire, did she eat something intentionally spicy? Because that's usually put up as a gag. If it was something that here's my main question: do they address in the show that Amethyst uses fire? Like, if it wasn't for Amethyst using fire in this occasion, Steven saying, "Wow, you really used fire," because when Amethyst, not Amethyst, when Ruby is using her fire ability, you see her walking around. I think, am I remembering this correctly? She evaporated a pool, I think. And there was another occasion where she was walking on the ground and the ground itself was lighting on fire or something like that. Again, it's been a while since I've seen these set of episodes, but I think, yeah. But as for Amethyst, I don't remember my example of this is that I don't remember Amethyst occasionally saying, "Oh, look at me using fire abilities. Check me out. I have fire things." You can probably mistake her like whip manipulation magic. Whoa, wow, 24 people. Wow, that's a lot. Whip manipulation as fire, but I can't just say that she can use fire. Yo, what you doing? I'm just talking really until we get like 10 people left and then I leave. That's pretty much how these streams go until somebody comes back, I guess. See if I try to fight. Gordon Freeman, Chell, and the MC of main character of Bioshock all fight. Who you say would win? Morgan Freeman. That's what I usually call him, Morgan Freeman. But Gordon Freeman, it really depends on the circumstance. Because if Chell is in there, you do know portals don't open unless the surface that you're firing it at is made of like moon dust, if I remember correctly from the second game, which is how that works. So if Chell is in a room with no moon dust, her portal skills are pretty useless, if you ask me. Just saying. The portal gun has no other use besides picking up weighted storage cubes. As for Gordon Freeman, he can shock the hell out of you with his gravity gun. He doesn't even need to pick up something and throw it at you. The MC from Bioshock, depending on his end game, he would have to take on Morgan Freeman 1v1, but Chell stands no chance unless they're in the portal chamber. Like, you know, the chambers of which, you know, they do the testing. If they're in that, then Chell has a better chance, but I don't think Chell will actually have an actual good opportunity to beat them. Because in all the games, Chell doesn't really have any combat savvy. She just knows how to knock things over, you know what I mean? Projects for next year. Have new projects for next year. I am still working on an animation. If you go on my DeviantArt, I already have like a very extremely rough draft of it. But that's like my end goal thing. It's kind of like what I did with Din and Senpai with the whole Bond phenomenon thing that I posted up on my channel. It's on my DeviantArt. It's kind of like that, but you know, heavily inspired through Nobody Cries for Nothing, my original series. I'm still waiting for Max Ladybug to be on Netflix. Does anyone know where I can go to show up? No place I can say online right now. Is my rolling? They hating. They see me. Oh, I see what you did there. That's funny. Do you think we will see a Peridot fusion? Heck yeah. I mean, I think at some point, almost every gem that we see will be fused with another gem of some point. Now, which gem will they be, you know, fusing with? I would find it adorable if Peridot finds it within herself to fuse with Steven at some occasion. I would also find it just as adorable to see her and Lapis fuse at certain occasion. But here's the thing about fusion that you really need to comprehend. That fusion is not like Dragon Ball Z fusion, but fusion is more of like you really need to want to like the person, you really need to want to fuse with them as a permanent, as like a relationship goal. The occasion of where Lapis fused with Jasper. That was the only reason why she did that is so she could trap herself in the bottom of the ocean. She unwillingly did it just so she could punish both of them at the same time. So it's like, when it comes to fusion, it's very complicated. They can't just be fusion, ha! And then boom, we got Para-Steven. Or Lapidot or something. It has to be in the moment. But yeah, that's what makes the fusion so complicated. Stuck to Xenoblade Chronicles. Sorry I'm late, been stuck to Xenoblade Chronicles 2 since Scriptures, but and by the way, you interested in that game? Do I have any... Do I have any interest in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, he says. If I have any interest in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Alright. I'm gonna cover up this, just so, you know, no spoilers and whatnot. But check that out. Hopefully you can see that. I'll put it back on the screen. If you can't. But, let me see. I'm gonna see if I can check back, see if you can see it. You can't... Yeah, it's too blurry. But I have currently 274 hours, 52 minutes, and 40 seconds into this game. And I'm not even done with the main quest line yet. Why? Because I spent most of my time trying to get every single rare blade and accumulate their affinity charts to the point where I get their like main quest line. With every rare blade has their own unique quest line. I was so intrigued with their main quest line, with their own personal quest line, is I didn't want to complete the game until I got every single one of these rare blade stories. So to answer your question, Yater, yes, I'm very interested in this game. This was just the game I've been playing since I got it. Period. Because I until like the DLC for the Breath of the Wild came out, that's the only time I put it down. Until I got done with that and beat that DLC, boom, right back to this game. Didn't touch Super Mario Odyssey, didn't touch Zelda again, didn't touch any other game that I got. I was just playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because it was so good. So my personal review of the game, this is a solid 9.9 out of 10. Why not a solid 10? Because there's always room for improvement. But yeah. Breathe fire, do you think she can breathe ice? It's highly possible. I mean, I can see them probably doing it. I mean, why not? It's kind of like, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Alexandrite breathing fire. It's like saying, why can't Garnet breathe fire or manipulate ice the same way that both Ruby and Sapphire do? That's because fusions are their own entity in and of themselves with their own powers and unique capabilities. Like the reason why Garnet can manipulate electricity is because of both the usage of the heat and the cold of Sapphire and Ruby. So with Alexandrite breathing fire, who knows? It might be a accumulation of certain other things, but it's very hard to grasp from that. Because unless we see Garnet like go to an ocean, slap her hand down, and then boom, ice, we can't say that she can just use ice like Sapphire does, right? So she drank grease, though. Finally have an interesting background again. What, you don't like my casual background? You need not have Coke in the background or something like that? You don't like that? It makes sense because, you know, most YouTubers nowadays need to have at least something in the visual background to allow people to, you know, see something that's not just a blank area. But, you know what, where I was going with that, I just shut myself down. Never mind. Universe is the worst YouTuber ever. The universe is do you want to be the universe? Do you want to be the universe is the worst YouTuber ever? Do you want to be the universe is the best? Still trying to be all right. fire. Fire burns much brighter than oxygen is the supplier. Alright. Ruby did evaporate the pool. Alright. Cool. I see that. It's these small things I need to reinvest myself with. I'm pretty sure she evaporated a pool, which is very awesome. I like that. Still glad that Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year. Yeah. I had more enjoyment. To tell you the truth, I had more enjoyment playing Persona 5, but I completely understand why Breath of the Wild won, and I understand why Persona 5 didn't. And again, it's all about personal preference. Breath of the Wild does so many new and interesting things, while Persona 5 is still a Persona game. So I understand. Breaking the Boundaries beats just a fantastic game. But my personal game of the year is Persona 5, mostly because, you know, I'm an anime weeb, so whatever. And plus I like my waifu simulators. Whatever you want to call me. I mean, look at me, I'm playing Waifu Simulator 2021 Pokemon Edition. I mean... When you're going to react to Star vs. World of Evil? Probably never, knowing me. Just know that it's in my brain and I really want to get back into it. Amethyst set her hips on fire in her second fight with Jasper and Earthlings. Set her whips. Why did I read that as hips? Man, my dyslexia is really... Again, as I said before, I don't really like to count her whips, the way she uses the manipulation of her whips as a means that she controls fire. I don't like to count that because, you know, like there's other occasions where other characters use certain abilities that kind of make it look like they can use some sort of other type of matter manipulation, but they don't actually do that. Purple alien fire is best fire. Okay, if it is purple alien fire, does Alexandrite breathe purple alien fire or does she breathe literal fire? Then you can decide whether or not it's Ruby who does literal fire and Amethyst who does purple flames. If we're really gonna count that, then do that then. That's where I'm gonna set myself up. If I see it like that, I clearly say that this person does it. If it's another type of thing, then I'll say this person does it. Plot twist. Ruby is the alternate version of Charizard from an alternate universe. Why specifically Charizard? Star vs. Evil. Sorry. Miraculous Ladybug on Netflix has been moved to spring 2018. Just keep an eye on what's coming to Netflix. Hello. Jesus, that's a lot of hours. Yeah, that's a lot of hours. And man, Xenoblade. Zeke, the bringer of chaos, the bringer, the Zeke Bond Chaos Bringer the Third. Love him. He's my favorite character. I will say though, the only thing about this game that nearly made me not want to play it was the English voice acting. I know it's not entirely bad, but having them constantly repeat the same thing over and over and over again in their fighting kind of nearly irked me to the point where I didn't want to play it anymore. Then I got the Japanese voice acting, which I'm so used to Japanese voice actors constantly saying and reusing the same line over and over and over again, a la Naruto. And thus making me love the game because I'm a weeb. I love the Japanese language. It's so amazing. And it just made all the moments that was supposed to hit me really hard. I don't know how far you're into the game yet, but I think it's not really like a spoiler to tell you that this game pulls at your heartstrings a lot, and it takes a lot of pages from my books of writing. Oh, how many pages it takes. I love it. Oh, so many pages. Take more, I said. And so, yeah. Love this game. How it's writing is really on point, especially since it really flows with me. Yeah. Again, I don't know how far you are, but you probably already know what I mean if you've been reading my stuff. So, where's the Smash gameplay? How does ice plus fire equals thunder? It's science in a way that I really don't understand. It's not much of ice with fire, it's more with heat and cold. Just that's it. Not specifically the type of element it is, but just the kinetic energy that they have. Again, it's science. There's a video about it. Look it up on YouTube. It's on there somewhere. Someone explained it. Don't ask me. I'm not entirely sure how it works either, but it's science, apparently. Just ask Albert Einstein. He invented space, so I think he might know anything. I just got Xenoblade 2 yesterday. Nice, nice. It's a great game. It's a great game. I love it. It's great. Meet Christmas, New Year's. Breath of the Wild is an okay, but a few nitpicks I have for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is that the voice acting can be a bit cringy at times, and music drowns it out. Okay, first, Timothy, to answer your to reply to your initial criticisms, yes, I think I've already said, yeah, English voice acting pretty cringy at certain occasions, but as soon as I switch up to the Japanese voice acting, 100% better. Mostly because I just love the Japanese language. So again, to Japanese people, they may be like, oh, they're not putting that much emotion into it. But for me, as a English speaker and a subpar Japanese speaker, I think they're putting in a lot of emotion. And I replayed some cutscenes with English and then switching it over to Japanese while also having some of my friends around to see whether or not which was better. Definitely, Japanese beat them top notch. I love Japanese Zeke a lot better than English Zeke, to tell you the truth. And come on, man, spoilers. Same person, Timothy. Persona 5. There are so many abilities that Pearl has shown only once, and they're never ever used again, and it becomes annoying. Yeah, I would love her to kind of like go into a battle, since it clearly shows that those hologram things she has can be at an equal footing level to her, and they can affect the physical. They killed her, for Christ's sakes. I think like summoning a bunch of her clone self, or at least one of her clone self, would have helped in some battles. I have to admit that. So yeah, I am kind of annoyed that she doesn't use that more often. Hey, the Surgeon. We react to, what even are those? Xenoblade Chronicles is literally the first game I've ever played, and that actually made me cry. Yes. So I'm guessing you got to a particular part, because I'm afraid to talk about it because spoilers and whatnot. But I would really love to talk about it with you, man. I sunk so many hours into the game. Of course, I want to talk about it with another person who's playing it, because I searched up certain reviews of it. They're saying they don't like it because of certain this and that the anime style is sort of like. Here's the thing about the anime style that at least some people need to agree with. When it comes to anime, at least it's very expressive. Like, that's one thing I loved about the game, how expressive it was, and that certain characters can be read easily just through the expression on their face or just their movements in general, especially with Zeke and Pandy and Pandora. It's just like, I love them so much. And yeah, I know there's certain things like anime tropes that are gonna get on people's nerves, especially if they're all over the place. And granted, I did see a lot of those, like Pyra and another character. They kind of like, are parallel from each other. One being this nice kind of like dairy type of girl who's just kind of like there, and she's lovable. Then you have the clearly tsundere girl. But yeah, it makes sense in that regard. But everything else in the game, it's just like everything else in the game are so good, it makes those points kind of nitpicky. You know what I mean? That moment when you realize that Krillin killed Cell once, you killed Vegeta twice, and could have killed Frieza once. Yep. Kenzan! That Kenzan could have killed Frieza if he could have on a lot of other occasions as well. Krillin had... I don't really have to talk about Krillin too much. Thanks. I don't like it. For thanks. I don't like it, though. Have you ever seen the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny? Yeah. I mean, who hasn't seen that video? Ganondorf the Great and Ganondorf the White and Mighty Papas and the Holy Grail's Black Knight and the something. It's just like, I love it. It's great. It's a great song. Hey, Vsauce. Are you able to save the game so you can take breaks? Are you able to save the game so you can take breaks? Yeah. If you're still talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, yeah, you can save the game whenever you want. Just with a simple press of the minus button. Boom, straight up to the save screen. Whenever you want. You can pause for. You can actually pause. It's not like one of those games where if you're in a cutscene, you pause and then you actually skip the entire cutscene. It's one of the games where you pause. It gives you the option to skip, but you can pause the thing itself. And not to mention, you just push the home screen button and just bypass all that. But Oh, hey, Corey. Well, congratulations, your first stream. Hopefully it's a good one, because I'm not trying my best to make it great. Learn Japanese. You should learn Japanese then, my dude. Are you talking to someone else or talking about me? I've been learning Japanese for a long time now. I'm not saying that I'm fluent with it, but I can at least say I can go to Japan and understand half the things people are trying to tell me, if that's what you mean. Japanese Zeke has the same voice actor as Japanese Dio, I believe. Yes, that Dio. Either that or it is for English. I have to say it's probably for Japanese because there are certain moments that there are certain moments and certain blades that remind me such of JoJo characters. And that makes me happy. I'm not sure if you have this one, and it's not much of a spoiler to say the name, but if you ever get a rare blade named Newt, you'll know exactly what I mean when it comes to a JoJo character put into this game. Especially with their moveset. It's really good. Shao Kahn Pearl Battle would be amazing. What's up? I see you've already been asked about the Smash gameplay. Indica. Smash gameplay? No spoilers. I have not played that much. No problem. Zeke was just, it's not much of a spoiler. Zeke's just a character you're going to meet. You're not going to tell you what his role is, but you'll meet that person, and that's basically it. Like, I was already kind of like, he shows up relatively early. Don't worry. It's nothing like entirely. That's pretty much all I'm gonna say about it. When it comes to like names and stuff of certain blades, until you get that blade, it's not much of a spoiler. But for those of you who've seen me last stream, I got my last blade actually. Let me see here. I have all the blades now. It took a lot of hours and a lot of core crystals, but I got every single rare blade that is to get in this game until the DLC comes in, where more rare blades will be added, and I cannot wait. It is the first time I got DLC for a game, and I can't actually wait for something to show up, because these rare blades are interesting whether or not you use them or not. It's more of that their personalities are something to behold. And at first, I took that for granted when they said that, oh, every rare blade is unique and their personality is something. I was really like, okay, they probably have like a few quirks about them. But nope, they're really standoutish from each other. Like, even the ones I didn't find that much interest to, design-wise, was really good. We can talk about it on DeviantArt if you want. And yes, I've gotten to the part where the other side of her is revealed. Okay, and yeah, the sad scene yeah. The other side of things. Oh, great. Oh, yeah, we can talk about it on DeviantArt. Send me a note or something like that. It would be good, because this game is great. As much as I would love to talk to you, like voice to chat sort of deal, that's fine. I don't know. My favorite Xenoblade Chronicles 2 girl will always be the cat lolly. Nia's nice. I like Nia. Nia's great. Nia becomes way better in the game, I have to admit. Like, at first, like most characters in some certain animes, you're gonna have that character that you kind of don't like. But as you go throughout your journey together, you start seeing more of the personality and more of their things they tell you, and, you start to form that form of connection. Nia turned out to be one of the characters that I was legitimately surprised about with their character, and I love it. If I had to choose my favorite waifu, out of the rare blades category, Whew, man, this is actually kind of hard. I actually kind of like Newt because I wanted to. I went back and looked at all and listened to all. I played this entire game in Japanese, so I did not know a single English voice actor. But once I got to a certain point where I got all the blades, I wanted to go back and hear all their English voice acting. And Finch, Newt, and Cosmos are the only main voice actors that kind of felt like they put in a lot of emotion into their characters. Cosmos kind of counts because, unless you don't know Cosmos, she's from a Xenosaga. She's a cameo appearance in this game, which isn't a spoiler. It's just, you know, it's just like a little notch to people who probably even haven't played Xenosaga, unlike me. And that's just great. I like Cosmos because of the design, and she's just adorable. But Newt definitely takes the cake with how like she's kind of like a military nut. So it's great. Not much enjoying the stream. Okay, I'll do a backflip right now. No! Not because I don't want to do a backflip, it's because I don't want you to pay me. Because people don't like to take me seriously when I say I don't want you to give me money, apparently. So, no. The only thing I know of Japanese is Tokyo Tome. I wonder why. What about Zawaldo? That's nice, though. That's nice. Welcome to the campfire. Let's sing the campfire song. Campfire song. I like to call this the campfire song. Let's gather around a campfire and sing our campfire song. What's your favorite Star Wars movie? Favorite Star Wars movie has to be hold on, because I always get this wrong when it comes to titles. When it comes to titles, it's very hard for me to remember which is the title that New Hope. I think it's New Hope. Where's movies? I know I'm a disgrace to Star Wars fans everywhere. Look at me. I don't know Star Wars very well. It's really close between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. It really is a stretch between those two, because it's hard. It's hard. Because I like Return of the Jedi for how it's handled, and I like The Empire Strikes Back for the things that it really kind of brought to the table when it comes to sci-fi. But yeah, that's about it. As for the newer Star Wars, I'm not afraid to say that I don't really like them very much, but not for the same reasons that other people will say they don't like them. The Japanese is killing the game market this year. Yep, the Japanese are amazing. Nier Automata, Persona 5. These guys know what they're doing. It's called being a good goddamn game developer, EA. And guess what? Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Persona 5, Nier Automata. These three games hold a very specific thing. They're single-player great games, without even having to monetize you with loot boxes and crate systems and stupidness. And 252 hours. And 232 hours for Persona 5. Almost 140 hours for Nier Automata? Dude, the Japanese know how to make a good, long-lasting single-player game. So forever EA ever says, oh, well, the single-player market's not doing very good, we gotta give you incentives to stay. I haven't even touched your Battlefield games or whatever, Battlefront games. I don't even care about them. Why? Because there's no content. Oh, Jesus. And it wasn't until Persona 5 and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is where I bought a game, and also Nier Automata. It wasn't until these Japanese game shows up where I got a game and actually feel like I just have a game. You know what I mean? Because nowadays you buy a game and there's like a ton of things in it that you need to either buy and or wait for it to be updated to actually get. the games that I currently have, they all seem, I don't know, complete. It's funny. Ugh. Alright. I'm lost again. I'm late. Not much, just, you know, Finch is adorable. Finch is adorable. I think I remember my first rare blade that I got was Korra. She's an electric type, you could say. And as soon as I saw Korra, I'm like, I need to get the others. Because this design, this personality, and this overall just sense of power that they have are all great. My last blade that my last rare blade that I got was Cosmos. Because why not? Because of course the cameo blade that I wanted for so long has to be my last blade I can get. Whatever. JoJo's Adventure reference. Boo. 11. Okay. Sounds good. Good luck on it. How do you change the voice actors? You should go to the, I don't know if the Nintendo eShop is still up, but it should just be, if you go to the video game, if you go to the game on the eShop and go down, there should be like add-ons to it. The add-on should have the Japanese voice acting pack to it. It costs absolutely nothing. It's completely free. Just download it, go to the settings, and then there'll be like a new voice acting settings, and you can just switch it there. That's one of the first things I did before starting the game, because, again, I just admire the Japanese language way more. The English is a stupid language. Do you want to be a universe? 2017. In the beginning, John Grow created the heavens, the earth to... the earth was it's an empty darkness that was over the surface of the deep, and the spirit was swift. Thank you very much. Okay, weird. Favorite Star Wars: Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace. If that's the one I'm thinking about, yeah, that's a very niche movie. You got to really look at it like a bunch of times in my book to really like admire some of the good things about it. Favorite Harry Potter movie. Harry Potter? The first one. Sorcerer's Stone, because it, you know, it just felt, you know, new to me. Everything else just seemed like, okay, wizards again, nice. Lego Star Wars is a pretty good thing. It's surprisingly fun. That's how you explain that. It's surprisingly fun. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. Oh, great. No, I'm not even gonna try to finish that. If you remember My Hero Academia, what quirk would you want? I've already said this multiple times, and I'm going to continue to say this until it's been documented, and either somebody makes a character out of it. Well, I already did, but if somebody else makes a character out of it. My quirk is to turn my entire body into needles. All my cells in my body can turn into needles. Make it so that I can actually manipulate those needles in midair. So it's not like I'm just falling to the ground and turning into needles. No, I can throw all my needles and just turn into a swarm. And think of a tornado, but with needles. That's me in all that. Because you know how many cells we have in our body? Quite a few. I want to, because of fear of finding them overrated and liking the prequels, so that's why. Okay. Chatting getting weird again. Trust me, when it comes to certain streams, I just embrace the weird people in the chat and just let them do their thing and just go with you guys who actually want to ask me a question. That sort of deal. You know? It was way awesome. All hail Japan. Yeah. There's a reason why I want to move there. It's like you can count every place as like the consoles of both language and video game making. While Japanese is just, you know, they're the PC master race. They're the one above all. They're the gods of our realm. We just don't know it. In the Fallout or Skyrim Fallout, they're single player and played them for hours. Yeah, The only difference between the Japanese market and the games like Fallout and Skyrim, for me, the only way I can play Fallout and Skyrim only if it's on PC and I can have mods to them. If it's just vanilla, a few extra enhancements, which is why I didn't get like Skyrim for a Switch, even though I would have liked to have Skyrim for the Switch. I already have Skyrim for PC, and I have so many other things I can put into it thanks to modding. So, oh my gosh, I got Cora first. Yeah, first as well. Then I got Finch and then Nim. That's so much I have so far. If I remember correctly, it was Cora. I think it was Cora, Azami, and Ursula. Those are my first three. If I remember correctly, those are my first three, and I adored all of them. Have you played Danganronpa? Yeah. Why? Love Danganronpa. Despair Bear will always be best bear. See this. What are your top 10 favorite movies of 2017? It's very hard for me to think because certain movies that I think about, I think actually came out last year. Hold on. What was it called? Get Out. Yeah, Get Out was a good movie. Made by one of the guys from Key and Peele. I forget which one. But he directed it. Get Out was actually a surprisingly great movie for a guy who usually do comedy stuff, which is great. Let's see here. There was one movie that I know I watched, but again, I don't know if it was like late 2016 or in 2017. Let me see here. I forgot the name of it. See, here's the thing. Here's the problem with me. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know names very good. I guess like the Marvel movie that came out today, Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok was really good. Thor Ragnarok has to be another one. I can't even come up with 10. I can only come up with just like a few off the top of my head. It's just that Get Out, Thor Ragnarok. Was the new Spider-Man out this year? New Spider-Man. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Again, I don't know if these came out this year because I think that's way too many like Marvel movies that come out already. And if it is, that's awesome. But an anonymous figure once informed me the world through trials and tribulations. Yeah. So these are the balls. Not really. Minata takes things off his head, and then he has a set limit to it. My body just becomes a living embodiment of pain and destruction. Think Naruto. For anyone who knows Naruto, he has Rasen Shuriken. The Rasen Shuriken can kill you at a cellular level because it's not like it's hitting you with bashing damage. It's hitting you with needle damage. The needles are piercing into your skin to the point where they're cutting you at a cellular level. That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for. Instead of a Rasen Shuriken, I just burst into needles, surround the opponent, and just lay into them to the point where they're just gone. Because all their cells are just gone thanks to me. That sort of thing. Mineta, he wouldn't last 3 seconds against me. As much as I like the guy, see, I think Mineta has a like a little bit of a bad rap. He's a really incredible character. The Emoji Movie is my favorite movie of 2017. Disaster Artist. Thank you for bringing up Emoji Movie, because that was a terrible movie, and thanks to another movie that was also a terrible movie, but terrible in a good sense, like The Room. I love The Room to the point of how bad it was, and then The Disaster Artist was actually really good. You don't even have to watch The Room to enjoy that movie. That's what I like about it. Badass people, everyone else is just normies. Emoji is the worst. In the movie, it's the best movie too. Yeah, okay, My Little Pony was okay. I've had major criticisms with it, but if I had to make a list of my favorite movies of this year, definitely MLP goes in there, mostly because, you know, it's first of its kind. they're kind of testing the waters with how they were going to structure their story. I still would have preferred if they took that plot line, put it at the end of season 4, and took the season 4 plot line and put it in that movie. My lord, it would have been more amazing and more structured, in my opinion. But yeah, it was a good movie. Have you ever watched the live-action Ghost in the Shell movie? Have not. Don't want to, though. Because I don't want Ghost in the Shell to be one of those movies that, again, I watch. And, you know, I just continue to hate live-action anime video game movies. And I know what you're about to say. Some people are about to say this. Some people said that the live-action Ghost in the Shell movie isn't all that bad. And I believe you. But I bet it's not all that good either. So I might give it a chance later down the line. But just right now, I want to just keep away from live-action movies. Because I also heard that apparently Bleach and Mario again is going to get another one. So just kind of like it's going to be here. The only movie that I enjoyed was a live-action video game movie. Was the Phoenix Wright movie. Mostly because of how can you mess up a movie about actual people? And the only thing you have to make effects was just the objections and stuff. Danganronpa, aka Ace Attorney with 80% more anime. Tell me about it. Yep. Pony film is due to the Teen Titans Go movie. Oh, God. Would you rather be related to Donald Trump or to Featured Channel? I don't know who Featured Channel is, but at least if I'm related to Donald Trump, I'm not only would I be rich, but just because I'm related to the guy does not automatically mean I'm going to be a douchebag or whatever the hell that people view Donald Trump as. I can just use my money as an actual sensible human being and do things that people would actually respect me for, you know? I don't know why people think that doing this whole, if you're related to this person, then clearly you're just about that, you're going to be exactly like that person in their heritage. So you're just going to be like Donald Trump and you're related to him, right? No, I'm just going to be me, except better, because I have money that I can do things like help people, like my family, who need money to survive. I never really got that. I don't even know who Featured Channel is, but he's, again, still going to be me just because I'm related to another. I'm apparently related to one of the Khan? You know, the Khan guys? Doesn't mean I'm gonna immediately go someplace and pillage and rape because I'm apparently a bloodline from them. I never really got that. Does any of these these words reference other character in the game? Each reasons named this way. These words. I do not know. Have you watched the anime Made in Abyss? If not, do you think you could react to it? Not really, because anime, if you think, see, I'm already having trouble with Ruby, a show that in the past and should not be today a problem with copyright, because Rooster Teeth themselves said it's perfectly fine, meaning that we have permission to do this. And I'm already having trouble with copyright issues. And you're expecting me to get more anime out here. That's the problem. Anime is a lot more difficult. And I'm really trying to avoid putting things on a Google Drive over and over and over again. I'm already spending a bunch of money keeping up my storage space on that thing. So I'm trying to make more videos I can just post up on YouTube and just be done with, you know? Because doing that extra stuff, doing that extra bit of wait time, doing an extra bit of work, actually do factor in of me wanting to do more videos. Because it's like, I'm a very simple man. And I'm trying to do very simple things on something that's supposed to be a very simple concept. But now it's becoming very complicated for a hobby that I'm not making that much money on. So clearly, lack of motivation is a thing. Though the main motivation while I'm still even here is you guys. So don't think that you guys are not contributing to me staying. Because you are. Heavily, in fact. In fact, you are the foundations of why I'm still here. So whatever. Everything else is kind of like a niche moment of what should I do. I'm so late. Live. Hey, it's fine. Couch Potatoes, you're here now. Censor, do they? I don't know. I'm trying not to really think too hard with it like I do with every other comment. Honestly, MLP movie isn't bad. I've seen worse. Definitely. It could have been better. Like, really, for MLP fans, I want you to think the finale with T-Rex, if they put that in the movie format with the animation and maybe stretched out a few things and implemented a few things, like maybe even putting, like, you know, some of the original concepts of the Generation 1 storyline of T-Rex into that, would you think that would have been better? Because that fight between the two was movie quality animation as it is. So imagine that in that literal movie quality animation. And plus it was just well structured, well defined, you got everything. And it even ended off in the cheesy sense that an MLP movie should end off on. So, like, I honestly want to know if people's opinion on that is actually okay. Love it. Worth the emoji movie was always worse. Book lover. I was being sarcastic. You didn't know. It's fine. I hope you see Tempest in season 8 or 9. It would be great. Hey, it takes a while for these guys over at the MLP universe who makes the episodes and stuff to say, you know those movies, you know those characters in movies. We should do something with those guys. You know, you actually make the movies canon. That'd be great. But here's the thing about doing anything in multiple source media. I didn't really enjoy the MLP movie that much as I could have, if I read the comics. But since I didn't read the comics, a lot of things that was done in the movie were kind of like, okay, but could you explain this a little bit more? But it was explained in the comics a little bit. In any source of media, if you have to go out of your way to find another media to get information on something that you're interested in, you're kind of doing something wrong. That's always been my philosophy. Nothing gets a pass on this for me. So if I need to read the comics to understand and get a better grasp on certain characters before I get into a movie that's supposed to just provide me with a full package, I take offense to that. Same thing with what's going to happen if they put Tempest in the MLP show. While it's not as detrimental as reading comics to understand a movie, it will be like the only way you can get the background and story of this character is by buying a DVD, illegally finding it somewhere, or attending the movie theater at the time it came out to understand Tempest's character. While other people who could just, watch the show, if Tempest was introduced in the show naturally like Starlight Glimmer was, it wouldn't be a problem because this character is established in the show and you got to know more about them as the show progressed. But if Tempest just walks in with an already pre-established character, you're going to alienate people who either did not want to go to see a movie, wanted to save themselves and not wanted to watch something. And then it just goes off with the debate of, well, if you're not a true MLP fan, of course you would watch a movie based on MLP, right? Well, I know a lot of people who still haven't watched the Equestria Girls movies because they didn't find the aesthetic of them turning into humans or being humans or the human aesthetic of the ponyverse in general appealing. So same people can go with an actual pony movie. They just don't like movies. Because the season finales and season openers can be classified as their own movies, right? I'm only just trying to just be kind of philosophical in the sense that people have their own tastes. But to answer the question bluntly, yeah, I freaking love to see Strawberry Cinnamon Swirl, whatever her real name is, show up. Raspberry Pop something. I forgot her name. What are your resolutions for the new year? Just, be more attentive on this channel and just graduate properly with an actual job. I guess that's a good thing to go off on. The TDG movie is coming almost exactly 1 year after the Emoji movie, missing only by 1 day. Coincidence? I think not. There's going to be a Teen Titans Go movie because they're dumb. Hey, as long as there's not 2 Teen Titans Go movies, then they're not essentially beating the original. You know what I mean? Because the original had their own movie, and it was amazing. Trouble in Tokyo is still one of my favorite movies, Cartoon Network-wise, that I've ever seen. So, Teen Titans Go can have their own movie. It can be as dumb as it needs to be. It's probably going to be really stupid, I know. Because Teen Titans Go is stupid in the sense that, their humor is stupid. I'm not saying that it's stupid in the general show aspect. Some people can think that, but, I don't like to call shows stupid because of their merit. I like to call shows stupid because, they're comedy wherein it's done to want to be stupid. Now, as for the movie itself, as long as they're going to get 2, you can't say they're better than the original. Yet. There's going to be 2. I know there is. MVP movie wasn't even nominated in the Emmys nor the Annie Awards. Not fair, just not fair. Hey, again, it's a movie, but it's not like a above all, be all, really great one. Again, it has a lot of flaws that I wish would have been ironed out. I don't know, book lover, because a celebrity is going to cost money to start on the show. Yeah, that's also a thing. I forgot that Tempest was voice acted by, like, it's kind of like saying, Sia, hey, we wanted you to be a reoccurring famous character for Rarity to talk to or something like that. It's going to be very hard to get Sia into the mix. Kind of like what they did with Nicki Minaj with Sugalite. When the hell is Sugalite going to talk again, I wonder? Probably never. So yeah, having famous voice actors is kind of complicated. Not everyone can be as flexible as Lauren Faust, who has a billion voices. Voice acting roles. I really wish it was nominated for Emmy, so that would have been hilarious. Discord. Is that fair? Not fair. Neither is Emmy award. Better than being nominated and losing to Madagascar, except for MLP. Yeah, movie. Oh, sorry. Pure poo-poo. Sorry. All right, Mr. More. I think we heard you the first time, Mr. You don't have to repeat yourself. More anime reactions. No way. When you hit with this. I don't know. CND go. I don't know. See, I've already said I wasn't gonna do it because that's already complicated enough. I'm not trying to make my life more complicated. The episode was nominated and award and lost to Madagascar spinoff. Really? Seriously? That's what happened? That sucks. And it was Madagascar spinoff? Alright, I'm disappointed. It seems to me that it's very difficult for animated movies to get nominated for awards not Disney or DreamWorks related. It is kind of like, you know, unless you're a big wig, of course you're not going to get that. You know, there was a movie that I watched. I forgot what it was called, but it wasn't made by either DreamWorks or Disney, but it was like really good. I forgot what it's called though. It sucks that I forgot what it's called, so it just makes an entire thought process of mine moot. But just know there's movies out there that's not made by DreamWorks and Disney that I do believe should deserve some type of reward for their amount of storytelling and their animation. Unfortunate. It's unfortunate that you didn't enjoy the MOP movie that much. I haven't read the comic all of it. Book lover. Hopefully I didn't say it in a sense that. Oh, man, it could have been better and stuff like that. No, I would like to say the movie itself was great for what it was. Enjoying it all that much is kind of like me saying that it was pretty bad, but here are some things that would have made it great. And it wasn't like the worst movie ever. That to me is what not enjoying it as much as I could means. Now, as a literal thing, a 8.5 out of 10 is what I give the movie. It would have been a 7.5 out of 10 if I didn't like really look into what happened with a certain character in the movie. So I'm saying that, you know, there's no spoilers and what for people who have not watched the movie yet. But yeah, it wasn't until I delved deeper into what that character's like entire character was about and how that happened and, you know, how I'm kind of used to it at this point. Yeah, that's why I got up to an 8.5 out of 10. It's still a great movie. Just, you know, I still would like it to be T-Rex. That's just me being a T-Rex tard. I like the MOP movie. Most everything out. Watches. Word for it. I'm glad that more people opened up to Starlight, though. Yeah, I'm happy that, too. Starlight's great. Becoming literally one of my favorite characters. Like, top 3, bar none. Sorry, I'm still hoping for Spike's chance with Rarity in the future. I'm still not entirely sure if he's old enough, but whatever. Let's see, it would be extremely difficult, yes, but I could see them getting Tempest like once for season 8 or 9. Here's my problem with getting them once, though. I don't like that. I don't like you getting them once. I like characters staying. Unless it's like intentionally, like, okay. The only point I would actually accept it if it was like one specific special episode that fits into an overarching narrative, which is why I like season 4 so much. You had these characters that you didn't even think you were going to see them again. But there are characters in season 4 that you see again. The only person that we're probably not going to see much of, if not any more of, is Cheese Sandwich. But like Coco, we see her again. Those characters, I want to see characters that show up all the time. That's my thing. having a celebrity voice actor is fine and all, as long as it's supposed to go off in the overarching narrative, just like how Cheese Sandwich was. And that was great. Tempest doesn't, if she shows up and she shows up for no sense reason that underlined any other thing throughout the rest of the season, I won't enjoy it very much. Because I'd find it like, what's the point? That's just my thing. Which is why Sugalight's not one of my favorite like gems. Is because we don't see her very often because her voice actor is a person who's hard to get, and we're not gonna really. And it just kind of makes me wonder if you're not gonna. It's just why. It's the only episode I like in Teen Titans Go, and the rest of meh. I thought about. Yeah. Yeah, I'll really like it if other, like, celebrity voice actors come in. As long as they sing. If you have a celebrity voice actor that can sing, if they don't sing, I'm gonna get ticked. It's kind of like bringing Ninja Sex Party. It's kind of like bringing Ninja Sex Party to a music video and having them say nothing. That's like wasted. Wasted, I say. I meant Tara Strong. That's acting roles. Yeah, I know. I actually saw that in Injustice 2. I forget who says it, but I remember them bringing that up, and it's amazing. Man, I love Tara Strong. She's amazing. Are there any games you're stuck to at the moment? Personally, I can't put down Mario Odyssey. Being dragged. We just got through a huge conversation about how many hours I sunk into Xenoblade Chronicles 2, being 200 save 274 hours, 52 minutes and 40 seconds. I can't put this game down. It wasn't until I finally got to like a good point. As soon as I got my final rare blade, I got back to drawing, and that's the only reason why I put it down now, because I want to get into the next like main arc in that story. So until I get to there, that's when I'll go back into my Xenoblade game. Bolt and Wreck-It Ralph are the only animated movies that I enjoyed so far. Yeah, they're both great. Use Facebook a lot, and I have Google Hangouts, Book Lover. No, where is it? I just like hated it or whatever. Just issues with it, which is fine. You think Discord and Celestia would make almost a perfect couple? Maybe. Nope. Discord's too annoying. I find the dynamic between Discord and Fluttershy would be a lot better. Before anyone says, well, he's 1,000 years old. When you reach 1,000 years old, you kind of come full circle in the age pool. It's kind of like what's going on in Xenoblade Chronicles. It's not even much of a spoiler. It's literally stated in like what, like the first 10 hours of the game. Pyra's like over 500 years old. Yet I still ship her with Rex. So age at that point, just like how do you determine that? That's for Celestia and Discord. People can come up with it really depends on what your relationship types are. Alright, I've never been the fan of the tsundere-like relationships / they're clearly not compatible type relationships. Discord and Fluttershy showed on multiple occasions that they enjoy each other's company. I like those type of relationships. I don't like those type of relationships where they have to change themselves to have themselves to be with each other, or have their opposites attract so much that it's kind of like unnatural. While there are certain occasions where I do like that dynamic, it just kind of doesn't fit with Discord and Celestia. Discord seems like that free-spirited kind of guy, and you know, Fluttershy has to be that kind of person that needs that type of person in their life. I mean, if the episode with them being together is anything to go by, yeah, Fluttershy needs that. What is your favorite? Well, the favorite song in the movie is Rainbow by Sia. She's great. Yeah, wait, maybe reform. Will Chrysalis give up? Knowing MLP, probably, but who knows? Maybe they might pull a T-Rex, or maybe they might pull a Sombra, kill her off, or put her someplace that she can't do anything. Who knows? But it's MLP. Anything's possible with friendship. Like, I believe Spike is a teenager in pony years. You believing and you showing me evidence like a link to his Wikipedia page saying that, hey, Spike is actually so-and-so years old, dragon ages. But there are multiple occasions where they say he's still a baby dragon. And I believe that. He's tiny. When you see actual teenage dragons, a teenage dragon reminds me more of what Spike was when he was in that Spike want phase. I think that was in season 2. I forget. But yeah, he had a Spike want phase, and that phase before he started getting really crazy was the teenage stage for me. Right now, he seems more of a kid to still baby. Well, clearly not baby. He can speak cognitively, and in fact, I would say he's at a college level in forms of his speech, but he's still a kid. There are plenty of kids who still have like great articulate speak patterns, so that doesn't really matter. But hey, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying he looks kind of young. This song in the movie is definitely Rainbow. Rainbow's awesome. Oh, Spike, not my favorite character, but he is one of my favorite characters. Don't really get the Spike hate either. He's really great. He's a complex character for people who really look into Spike. Very complex. I meant nobody cares about. If Tempest is walking in the background, then I'm happy. That'll be fine too, I guess. At least having her established into the world like that is fine. I mean, look at Derpy. So it's not impossible for a character in the background to get very popular due to the fact they're in the background. Yeah, I don't get that either. Having a talented singer guest star and don't sing. It's rather disappointing. Really disappointing. It reminds me a lot of, you know how I love JonTron. Well, you probably don't know, but I love JonTron. He's one of my favorite YouTubers, and he has a lot of singing roles. Well, not a lot of singing roles. Like, he sings a lot when he was on Game Grumps, and he had a lot of singing portions. He even does that great cover of Firework, and I love his singing talent. And then I see him in a music video with Ninja Sex Party, and I was kind of disappointed that he didn't even sing once. It was still just all, you know, Danny Sexbang. But yeah, I get it. Yeah. The worst thing about the MLP movie is that I got used to the animation. It looks like crap. I believe you on that. I believe you on that. There's a lot of things. It's kind of like walking on all fours for 3 years and then someone telling you to walk on two. It's not easy. Favorite main 6 member, favorite CMC member, favorite background pony. Do you seriously, book lover? Do you seriously not already know the answers to literally all 3 of these questions? Do I really have to waste my time both saying this stupid excerpt of me doubting your ability of knowing how I like, and also answering the question in general? Fine. Pinky. Scootaloo. Derpy. Seriously, it's not hard. It's not hard. This score may be older, but he acts childish, so it's all good. It works. Shipping Immortals is in fact complicated. It's always been complicated. It's like people who like to ship Finn and Marceline. Marceline looks like an 18-year-old teenager character. She's been alive for, you know, the Great Mushroom War, so definitely really, really old, but she looks young, so I guess it's fine. See, it's very hard to say age is just a number, especially when you have those circumstances, but in certain circumstances, yeah, it makes sense to say that age is not just a number in this sort of relationship, you know what I mean? But, Favorite main 6, Rainbow. Favorite CMC, Skulu. Favorite background point, Lyra. Although Derpy is very close. I mean, again, mine's not hard. Yeah, I agree. Discord and Fluttershy had a really good chemistry. See, it wasn't until I got to the episode where you saw them together alone by themselves and saw how easily it was for them to bounce off each other and legitimately enjoy each other's company is where I was like, okay, this is an actual friendship blossoming that can blossom into something more because they actually like each other. If I see Discord and Celestia in a room together, I think it's just going to be Celestia trying her best to get Discord out of her life. Because, dude, Discord's annoying. Fluttershy's used to it. She takes care of animals for a living. I mean, if anything she has is patience. About Discord, Celestia called Lover's Stone. Can't say, Fave main 6, Fluttershy. Fave CMC, Apple Blue, and Fave background, Derpy. This new movie is a ripoff of TV show named Martian X. Offense, but Spike deserves better respect. He does. He does. Spike episodes have been a lot better. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if anyone who ever says Spike episodes are not good, they clearly have not seen the recent Spike episodes that we've been getting. Sure, the one where Thorax and Cinder, did I call her Ember? Again, Cinder from Spyro still messes with me. And Ember, that episode, it can be stated to be kind of on the iffy side for Spike as a character, but every other episode beforehand was really good. Even Princess Spike was good. Yeah, Marceline and Finn in the early seasons. I love their chemistry. I love their chemistry too. It's the fact that I think amongst all the girl characters that Finn has interacted with, as far as I know, I haven't seen many of the newest episodes of Adventure Time for a while. But amongst all the female characters that Finn has interacted with, I think Marceline was is the only girl that he hasn't acted extremely weird around. And I know the loot suit thing was kind of weird, but I meant in the sense that he was kind of creepy around Flame Princess when they kind of had that little breaking up thing. Plus when he messed up and stuff like that. And Princess Bubblegum he kind of acted kind of weird around her. But when it comes to Finn himself with Marceline, they seem to actually like each other as good friends. And if Finn was older, I think Marceline would actually consider him more of an actual candidate to actually like more, I would believe. So it's the fact that Finn's too young at this point. But since she doesn't age and he does, it's highly possible later on in at least the timeline of Adventure Time, they could become together, because Finn just needs to grow up a little bit more. I got the X-Men Origins Wolverine for XMS. You know, they're shipping everybody with everybody in every fandom. Yeah, it's like Homestuck. Nothing is unshippable. Geo Michael. Oh, nice. I love Fire. My favorite season. Finn and PB will always be my favorite ship. Yeah, I like the Spike episode Secret to My Success a lot due to rarity. First 2 times. I love Gauntlet Fire as well. Awesome episode. Gauntlet Fire was great. Secret to My Success was great too. Did you see the Lover's Stone? No, I have not. Because I never even thought of like a Coolio pony figure. So let's not forget my boy Spike sang a song. Yeah, it was good. Neat. Favorite too, Spike songs to sing. He sing more. It is weird that he was kind of like sidelined most of the times when it comes to singing. And finally when he gets to one, it's actually really good. Makes you wonder why they didn't put him in other songs. Immortality shipping just for and whole legal lolly argument. Like, Tatsumaki from One Punch Man, who is apparently older than Genos, so she's probably like 23 or something, maybe. But she's a lolly, so it's bad. But again, you gotta. It all really depends on what definition of age groups you're going with. You're talking about mental age, physical age or all around age, where your mental and physical age match each other. It's like, it really depends. See, it's hard because Pyra in Xenoblade, she's like over 500 years old, if not more, maybe, I forget. And she has the mental age of a 500-year-old person, if not maybe slightly under, because she kind of was asleep for a long time. But she has the body age of an 18-year-old, maybe, I think, probably. So it's hard. Really happy. Right, seriously, I cried when Spike sang a song. Sang a song, wasn't a joke song. Yeah, she's one of my favorite characters. She's awesome. I love Ember. She's tall and imposing. She has a nice personality of which she doesn't understand much about friendship, and she even's not afraid to be like, how are your names not the same? I mean, could you blame me? I mean, they're exactly the same. It's like, she kind of just said the things that we were kind of saying about certain characters' names. I like that. No rush, of course, but any idea on when you'll start reacting to stuff again? And again, no rush, merely curiosity. Man, if I could answer that question, I would already have like 5 videos up right now. I really don't know. Man, if I said, oh, I might get started as soon as this break is over and I get back to Austin, but then, you know, the job might kick in. My new school year is actually a lot harder than I expected it to be, and then you still won't see me for another 3 weeks. Who knows? I don't know anymore. This used to be a fun little hobby where things didn't really have to matter very much, but now it's something that I feel the need to have to at least give you guys something, unless I just feel bad for the rest of the time that I don't do something, so... Yeah. Your Act 2 MFU videos, Lover's Stone, made by... well, if you marry an adult who happens to look like a teenager, it isn't illegal because it's an adult. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Josh, my roommate, Goat, you might know him as, he once told me that it is illegal for a person to marry a person who looks like a kid because they're looked at as a kid. I don't really get it. He explained it better, I think. But if it's a depiction of a kid, doesn't matter if they're old or not. Doesn't matter if they're said to be 32 and they have a birth certificate saying they're 32 or something. If it looks like a kid and somewhat acts like a kid, the age means nothing. And you are going to jail because that is pedophilia and stuff like that. For me, mental age is everything, because if you have the mental age and the cognitive ability to understand whether or not you're going to be in a relationship and not be manipulated like how a kid would be manipulated if they don't know what a relationship is all about, then yeah, there you go. Mental age for me, it's like Tatsumaki. She may look like a kid, but she has a mental age of like a 30-year-old, so it's fine, because she already understands who she wants to be with, what her body is, and what her stuff like that is. It's a complicated matter. But when you're talking about fictional characters, I really don't care. It's kind of like Death Battle. If they die, who cares? And shipping. Oh, you're shipping a guy who looks really young? Who cares? It's fictional. It's not real. As long as you don't bring it in real life and this actually is a creepy thing, then yeah, that's bad, but it's not real. It's really cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, I gotcha. I guess Ember is also good looking as her, since she's Shimmer. Version of Ember, she grows. Yeah, I would like to see that, because apparently if dragons turn to dogs for some unexplained reason, instead of lizards or something, which would have made more sense. Into the Crush Girls universe, I definitely want to see what other dragons will look like. Because like, here's the thing, when it comes to like the Crush Girls universe, apparently the Diamond Dogs can be humans in the Crush Girls universe. Well, Spike has to be a dog, canonically, because, you know, their Twilight has a Spike dog. So if we're ever going to see any other dragon characters like Ember and stuff like that, they would have to show up as dogs. Because that's what dragons are established as. If I see a character who looks like Ember, and it's a human, I'm gonna be like, the hell? So... I'm a Fluttercord shipper, but I think we need an episode of Discord at Celestia. No, Discord is reformed. Celestia, what do you? Yeah, because she wanted excitement. Doesn't just because hey, there's a difference between wanting something that a specific person can do than actually liking the person themselves. Gonna just say that right now, but I'm not actually saying that doesn't mean anything for their relationship. Just let you know, that's a thing people do. She knows Discord's crazy. She likes the fact that it's crazy because she doesn't like how the gal is boring. Doesn't mean she automatically likes Discord's character because he's initially crazy. Just like how she doesn't like the boring stuff because it happens too much. She might grow tired of the crazy stuff because, okay, it's kind of like that special thing. If you have something special that you get every once in a while, all the time, it's never going to become special anymore. Kind of like what people say with Christmas. Christmas is great when it shows up and you show around, you get the presents, and you have fun. But if it was Christmas every single day, sooner or later you're gonna get tired of it. So that's why I believe Celestia's relationship with Discord is. She likes the craziness every so often because, you know, it sparks in her boring life. However, she's constantly crazy nonsense that Discord will provide for her because he's Discord and that's how he has to be. She's gonna get tired of it because it was special to her now. Now it's just like, oh, no, this is an everyday thing that I got used to. But as for Fluttershy, she's not in the same boat, but she does have the same characteristics. Again, I'm not trying to disprove whatever you're trying to say with that. Just saying that, from my experience, that's what I believe of their relationship like. But that can also be interpreted in your way too. It's like she invited him there, meaning that she has some sort of affiliation or affection toward him in that manner for his personality. So, get that. Friends with both Dragon Lord and a leader of Changelings. The dude is context. Yeah, I've been saying that a lot throughout the... I said that once the episode came out. I'm like, this dude, yeah, I mean, he's been friends... He was friends with these characters before they became those characters. He was friends with Thorax before he became the leader of the Changelings. And he was friends with Ember before she became the Fire Lord. I love it. Right, because the original Dragon Lord prior to Ember. Did I say Fire Lord? I meant Dragon Lord. My fault. I'm so used to watching, you know, Avatar. Whole legal thing out of the window just because someone is a kid now doesn't never grow up. Yeah, I already said that with... that's what I already said with Finn, right? I said that with Finn with Marceline. Marceline's not going to age because she's immortal. But Finn ages. Sooner or later he's going to age to the point where Marceline will find him, you know, interesting enough to be with. I know that. Spike is a badass. Spike is a literal badass. Did you not see him save a whole bunch of ponies and stuff with that giant iceberg that fell from the games? This dude's a badass. He's a straight up badass. Another reason why I don't really understand the Spike hate. Do you see what he's gonna turn out to look like and be when he grows up? This dude is gonna be a monster. You ever seen Kong Skull Island? No, I have not, because I don't care about that cinematic universe they're apparently trying to build up. I really don't. Like Princess Celestia, Princess Luna, Cadence. Then again, so does the other main six, so Spike is not that special in that aspect. See, unlike the other main six members, they're not as good friends with Thorax and, with maybe the exception of Starlight now, and Trixie, maybe. They're not as good friends with Ember and Thorax, so that's what I like to call with Spike being on the up and up. 10 years old. I am 21. Well, at the mental age of a peanut. Spike definitely. Connections. Will you be active? I also just realized that shining armor is related to royalty from all angles. Meh. Like, going after you. Yeah, the Gross universe is strange. Should Spike be a gecko or something instead of a dog? It is where I think that was one thing I was just like, why a dog? He's a reptilian creature. Why not turn him into another reptilian creature? Very Spike shipper, no matter what. Yeah, that's fine. There's really no one else to really ship Spike with, so... Some people like that whole Spike-Twilight dynamic, but Twilight already has her own little bubble of people that she seems to like, so... Here's the other cousins. Okay. Cheryl in the Gollum. I don't know. Mister, I really don't know. I don't know even shit Spike with this point. I like the dynamic that Ember and Spike have. That's something I like to see. No, again, kind of breaches the boundary of that whole... Ember seems like the kind of character who doesn't like Spike. Not like in a romantic sense, more just like an awkward friend sense. I never got behind a Rarity Spike ship, just never got interested into it, but of course the people who like it, it's their business. Hey, that's what I always say about any ship. You can like anyone, you can ship Hussey with, like, Gamzee for all I care. It's shipping. It's people's personal preference of who they want a person to be with. Now, if a person... The one thing about shipping that I don't like is that some people like to take people who are already in a relationship and ship them with somebody else because they believe they would be better off in that relationship. Granted, again, it's still your own personal opinion, but you should at least acknowledge the fact that these characters who are together, who are already together, had that chemistry and became a couple and are liking in that, or who are exceptional in that couple. Instead of saying, I hate this couple, it's stupid, this couple does not exist in canon, it does not exist, my ship is canon. Like, those type of shippers I don't really find that much of appeal to. As long as you ship for the sake of your own, like, personal preference and understand certain characters' choices, then yeah, that's fine. I don't care. There's people who really just, like, want to just deny that Naruto's with Hinata and not with Sakura and stuff like that. That's where I had the tipping point of meeting these type of people. All right, that's it. Enthusiasm being fancy schmancy. She wouldn't crush the girls. She broke up with Flash Century. Now, I wouldn't mind her being with Flash Century as long as that means that Flash Century will now have more of a, you know, what's that thing called? What's the thing called when you make someone into a fictional universe? Oh, man, I forgot what they call it. I may be a writer, but you know these things escape me. A character. So yeah, if Sunset Shimmer becomes friends or gets in a relationship with Flash, then it's fine. Because that would mean Flash would need to show up more. And that would mean that Flash would be a character. Oh my god. Unlike Timber, who actually has somewhat of a character to him, thankfully, because he's now having this relationship thing with Twilight. With Flash being in a relationship with Sunset, I'd love it for him to become a character. Huh. I want to abuse. I decided if you were a bender from Avatar, which one would you be and how would you use it? A bender? Airbender. Airbenders are overpowered as hell. I can literally kill you by extracting the air from your lungs. Granted, that's very violent compared to a guy like me who's a pacifist. Literally a pacifist. So, probably not gonna do that. But I like the fact that you can fly with the right material, so it's definitely still that. However, earthbending would be more useful, because that means I can build my own houses with no real regard, and also bend metal, if I'm able to, if I'm skilled enough, stuff like that. It's hard. It's between air and metal. It's between air and earth. So, fire is too dangerous. I can't trust myself with fire. Water, interesting. This is out of those three, I guess. It's very hard. I can't really decide. Spike knew Twilight before 5 did. True, but Spike knew Twilight before the other main 5 did. Are we still talking about the whole connections thing? Twilight wasn't a, like, you know, like a princess and really profound. She was a student of Celestia, but you didn't get Luna until after the other 5 came around. Cadence was a babysitter, but I think that we don't really have 100% guarantee that that Spike was, you know, cognizant at that point to really care if he was with royalty, because he was still a legit baby dragon. But okay, whatever. I can believe that. Not even a yeah, Sunset Shimmer. Ryan, how did I get here? Yeah, you just stumbled across a weird area. No offense. To ship with. What's that? But share watch. Yeah, never underestimate the power of the shipping. Then the about you definitely should. AJ. Yeah, people have been shipping Spike and AJ. Mostly, you know, from the not the Princess Trixie Sparkle. The Broad Discord and the Daughter of Discord series. Yeah, Spike and Applejack has seemed to be a thing too. So, Spike is that one in the middle of an army of girls. He shipped with every pony. It's highly possible that Ember is completely older than Spike. Again, he was considered to be a baby dragon in the beginning. Now only about a few years have passed. I highly doubt that he's a teenager now. I consider the teenager types to be the type of dragons that are that bully Spike whenever he comes up to them type of guys. I think those as the teenagers, and he's the kid in the aspect being influenced by them. Adults are kind of like the older looking dragons, along with the elderly dragons being the dad of Ember. So. What if Ember like a new drug? It's always been around. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. I mean, people, including myself, ship Discord and Flash. Doesn't matter. Here's the main anime where age never really matters. Pokemon. People have been shipping 10-year-olds since 1996. So it doesn't really matter. When it comes to anime and fictional characters, you can ship them with everyone. You got Ash being shipped with Jesse, Officer Jenny, every other older character. He's 10, but whatever. But hey, 10 years old, you're apparently an adult in that life. So again, it also depends on what their culture is. Like how in Japan, the legal age in Japan is completely different than our legal age. So. Flash having a cast member may sound blasphemous, yes, but something I'm hoping for. I love being an earthbender. I'd be a bender of darkness and use the darkness for only good due to me having pure heart. Is there an actual darkness bender? I don't think darkness is a bendable element, but I know there's energy manipulation, but that's energy and not light. But sure, whatever. Fine, then, if we're gonna go with that, I'm gonna be a space bender. Bend space to my whim. You know, just gonna be that kid in class. Gonna be that kid in class. My superpower is gonna be, to move faster than light and, to, be able to bend reality to my whim, and I'm always stronger than my opponent. Yeah, that's my character. Original character, please do not steal. Waterbending is my fave. First stream. This channel. Hey, it's just a channel. These streams are just for you to ask me a random question. That's about it. And I answer it, maybe. Probably. Until I get bored. The stream starts to really die down in viewers. Or my family comes back and then I have to stop anyway. Either or. So I just started. Yeah, harsher than some people have, but the character is Fluttershy. Yeah, trust me, it has a little bit of a rocky start, especially when it comes to the certain people who don't seem to like to look at the good things about it. But yeah, it's a great series. I think Spike is around 8 to 12 years old of age, personally, but yeah, no real frame of reference. Nah. And I don't know the culture system of the MLP verse, but since Rarity runs a boutique and has an entire line of actual stores, I would think she would have to be in the legal age of be able to run her own business in like our legal age to run her own business, but whatever. I'm not entirely sure. Nice. Maybe metal. I really like how Rumble became more relevant during CMC. Do you think shipping is overrated sometimes? I've already explained. The only type of shipping that I will not accept is the shipping of people who will not respect the original creator's vision of having a character that they wanted to be with another character not be with that character they wanted to be with, and not accept it to the point where they will say they denounce. There are people in Naruto, the fanbase of Naruto, who were trying to get at Kishimoto because Naruto wasn't with Sakura. And I find that really both disrespectful and stupid. Those are the type of shipping that I find both overrated and dumb. You don't ship like that. You ship for your own personal geist, but understand the original source material and what the character is. He's not your character. It's the character of this guy that you're allowing to that you are allowing yourself to visualize and see. That's it. So like people, let's say Twilight is with Flash Sentry right now, and people are saying they announced the fact that Twilight's with Flash Sentry because they don't like Flash Sentry as a character and would rather ship her with, let's say, another girl character. Let's say that, let's ship her with Pinkie Pie, whatever. And so, and they either go to Hasbro and say, make this my ship, make my OTP canon. I hate that. I don't like Flash Sentry as much as the next guy, but it's their decision to keep him that way. I'm not going to argue with that. In our case, it didn't happen, but you know what I mean. Bend bender. I want to bend people who can bend elements. I'm gonna bend people who bend elements. If you can bend an element, I can bend you. Blah, blah. And you're dead because I just snapped your back. Princess. Minus Leia. Disney. It's hilarious how Leia wasn't a Disney princess until Disney. I don't like to count that. I don't like to count anything that Disney bought into the Disney canon of things. Period. But my favorite Disney princess is probably, like, Tiana. No, it's because she's not a black princess. No, it's not because she's from New Orleans and I was born and raised in New Orleans. No, it wasn't that. It's because I really liked her movie. Some of the other stuff I said did kind of revolve around it, but still, it was a really great movie. My superpower will have the power to have every power, of course. You have 3 wishes. My first wish is to have all the wishes I ever wanted in the history of mankind, period. And it's 14. The only main character and Pokemon character to be that age are ones from Gen 5. Good food for thought. It doesn't change the other aesthetics of all the other characters. But sure. Thanks for that, I guess. Some people said, I think like if we're talking since the anime came out, and even if you take all the episodes that came out and put it into 1 day time, even though clearly they're not spanning 1 day time, if you take all the episodes of Pokemon and put it 1 day time, the dude would probably be only like 12 or something, 12 maybe 13. But since there are clearly time skips and clearly moments where he should have grown up over time throughout the course of an adventure. If we're talking like actual like from the time the Simpsons era type of thing, it's supposed to be like they're supposed to be this old since clearly every episode is supposed to be spanned of like at least a day or something. But yeah, that shouldn't be really even that old. Yeah. Besides, my other sisters are actually all across other places right now. Some of them are in Houston, some of them are in New York. Some are other places. They're not all in this one building. That's very crazy. Yeah, so did Serena, and so did any other character. I mean, sure, it's not entirely impossible for a 10-year-old to develop those types of breasts, but, you know, I'm not saying it's like a natural thing, but definitely not impossible. But, again, yeah, I understand what you mean. Still weird. Like 13 to 15? I don't think that. I don't really think that. I think 13 to 15 is a little too high. Fillies aren't necessarily like that age. I get where you're coming from, but I do believe in your senses of saying that the crew are in there. I would say more. They're probably like 10, 12, or 10 or 12, maybe 13, but not in between 13 and 15. I think that's a little too old for the CMC, because I know body fixture is a thing in the show that clearly, because you've seen Applejack sort of like a preteen state or teenage state, and I think that's more of a teenage looking pony in that universe would look like, not the CMC. No. This thing. I wish for the other actors to make appearance in MLP like J.K. Simmons, Kevin, Michael, Jeff Bennett, Kel, yeah. Disney owns everything. They already own Fox last time I checked. I don't know if this was a rumor or it was true, but they own Fox apparently, so good for them. I like Mulan and Tiana. Yeah, they're great. That was a good choice. I love Tiana. She's a strong, independent, not now independent black woman. Jasmine's fine. Not my favorite, though I get it. Not my favorite, but I get it. If I had to pick a list, that's like on fourth. What number did I say? Fourth on my list. Tiana being the first. Mulan being maybe the second. Third. Third's hard. Third's really hard. Maybe I might bump Jasmine up to third, since I can't really think of off the top of my head, because I know there was either one more that I usually think about. Huh, weird. You create so much chaos. Do you like the read? You know, what's your favorite book? To Kill a Mockingbird. It's always been my quintessential favorite book to read. Period. Do your wishes, but you can't wish for unlimited wishes. Which one? I wish for the ability. Yeah, I love that. It's just like, you can't wish for unlimited wishes. I wish to have the ability to wish for unlimited wishes. Wish 2. I wish for unlimited wishes. Now I have unlimited wishes. Wish. See, that's all I like. That's all I like. You can always bypass any system if you know how to word it right. It's like, oh, you can have this power, but you cannot have the power to have every power. Well, I wish I had the power to negate rules, thus making it so the rule of me not being able to have powers is negated, thus giving me the power to have any power. Because negating rules, you basically have all the powers you need. Sure, Twilight X Darth Vader is best ship. Speaking of Ash, I find it funny that Ash gave a super emotional goodbye to Greninja and he said anything to Serena. The thing is about Greninja and Serena, we, along with him, know we're gonna see Serena again. He knows that. Heck, if you really compare his goodbyes, especially with Iris, with any of his other female companions, Serena was one of the more emotional ones. I know Serena pretty much did most of the work on that, but it still was one of the more emotional goodbyes, comparatively. As for Greninja, you don't know if we're going to see that guy again. He's going off to protect a legendary, and just somewhere, if anything, he could give up his life for that legendary. Serena's fine. If anything goes by the way that Pokemon usually do, they're gonna meet each other again, like he's met every other character at least once beforehand. I love when Dawn came back I love when Dawn came back. Pretty much, I don't remember when she came back, but I love it when she came back. So yeah, she's gonna see her again. It's not like this is a goodbye. Here's another thing though. We don't know what the timeline is for Pokemon. That if every region that Ash has been through has only been a span of a few months. If you're counting all the regions he's been in so far, it always has to accumulate to only being a few months since he hasn't grown up yet. There are people saying that he's now 11 years old in the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime, because in the Pokemon Sun and Moon game, you have to be 11 years old to take the island challenges, which, okay, that would mean, okay, he's 11 years old now, since he's taking the island challenges and doing some things. But in the end, that's still like a good year of time, of which his entire journey was spanned across. So him meeting Serena again, it's not like he's gonna be waiting several years to see her again. So I get why he wasn't that emotional. It's not got like goodbye forever kind of thing. 1,000 episodes of Pokemon anime. Have you seen the live action movie of Beauty and the Beast? I did. Because I enjoyed it. I couldn't get past the halfway point. Don't take that as a way that I hated it. Just take that as a way that I just didn't want to watch Beauty and the Beast again. If I want to watch Beauty and the Beast again, I would watch it in animated form, because I don't like this new day and age where we have to reboot a series in a different style, live action. Not saying that the set was bad, not saying that the acting was bad, not even saying that the music was bad. I'm just saying I prefer watching it animated. Nothing about the movie was bad. It's just, I don't want to watch it in live action. Much as I like singing Hermione, I'll watch it animated. Hitting puberty, so that's why I said 13, 15, but that's just me personally. No. There are certain characters I can, but you can't really say that their cutie marks is a way of them hitting puberty, considering there are ponies out there that go throughout their entire life without even getting their cutie mark. A cutie mark isn't a sign of maturity. A cutie mark is a sign that you found out what you're great at, and what you're great at doing. You know, it's just there are probably ponies out there that still don't know what they want to do with their lives, or know what they're great at in their life. Does that mean they're still technically an adolescent child, even though they have the body of a fully grown adult? That's just my view of it. I don't see the cutie mark of them hitting puberty. I think if them hitting puberty is them actually hitting puberty. Like, once Scootaloo flies, and I'll see that she's strong enough to be considered an older person. Alright, because her magic is no longer a hindrance, but more of like a strength now. Then again, you know, she could be crippled forever, for all I know. You intend to react to Ponies, the Anthology 6? I mean, I can't find it, so I don't think you have, when it comes to like the Pony Anthology series, I'm not entirely sure. I don't even know if I can talk about that right now. In Winter Wrap-Up, Twilight says Ponyville is over 100 years old, and Granny Smith was there. Pony lifespan is over 100 years confirmed. Well, considering that Granny just doesn't seem to like to, you know, understand the meaning of death. You could say she's a huge death defier. Yeah, I can admit that. The best power are powers that are super vague, so you can just make it up as you go with it. Yeah, like Ninja 6 Party. Try to make a death battle page on Ninja 6 Party. I've seen a few. Man, this guy's overpowered. Simply by having Ninja Brian in one of the first videos they made blow up the sun already makes them star level. Moving at the speed of Brian is already faster than light, so who knows how fast Brian is? Because the speed of light for pansies, you know? Dust manipulation would be OP because it composed primarily of like dead skin cells. Freaking fast. Your limits doesn't matter where you went. That's why one of my most powerful characters in my story is Sagi, who could control plasma. And since plasma is like literally our entire universe, kinda can't beat her very easily, can you? So yeah, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I'll write it too. You can't even, no, don't even touch The Little Mermaid. That's like, the only thing I might accept, and this is a huge might, if they reboot and do a live action version of Mulan. If they do it correctly. Because Mulan's story is very doable. Because all you would really need is maybe one CGI'd dragon. And everything else can be practical, actual people with actual stakes. Because Mushu is the only abnormal thing that you would have to try to CGI into, right? If you want to count the cricket too, but you can do that too, I guess. But like, you can make the horse real, just don't give it like a personality if they had a personality. Mulan, that's the thing. The story of Mulan is a very grounded story, which is why I believe if you want to make it a live action thing, it would be perfectly fine. Because there's no like surreal, supernatural aspect that you have to put into it, like the Beast and Beauty and the Beast. You don't have to really like do that. And plus, having that story, since the Mulan story is already grounded as it is, you can put it in live action and still make it just as good. That's just my take on it. Tell me if you agree if Mulan's story can be like adapted in live action, and it really depends if they can do it right. Because it's like Joan of Arc, right? Joan of Arc's story was like that, where she disguised herself as a male to fight for her people and stuff. Unless, you know, unlike Mulan, who did not have it. Who actually had a nice revelation afterwards. But you know what I mean, right? It's something they could adaptate and make it something, you know? Friendship is Magic is a reboot. We're talking about in this day and age. And it's not really much of a reboot. It's a new generation. New generations are completely different from a rebooted thing. Now, if you say... See, a reboot is more like Generation 3.5. Generation 3.5 isn't really even a generation. They just call it that because it's just a rebooted version of the Generation 3 series. That's a real reboot. Now, if we have Generation 4.5, where it's basically the same type of animation, except for brand new characters, but in the same setting, sort of, then yeah, that's a reboot. But no, it's a new generation. It's just a new take on what this generation of My Little Pony looks like. Rebooting is like taking something that already exists in a pre-established, already existing canon, and doing nothing else with it except expanding upon it in your own separate way. Kind of like how The Force Awakens is a soft reboot, because it's after everything, but you're killing everything from the past, so none of that will matter moving forward. That sort of thing. Cutie mark thing. Seeing a pony without a cutie mark. That could be interesting. I'm still waiting for it, because I thought the episode where they had that Griffin go to their CMC and asking them to help her get a cutie mark was interesting, because I want to see a grown pony go to them and ask them. But have them be like this character who is kind of embarrassed to ask little fillies like those for something that he believes he should have found out at this point. You know, that sort of thing. I would like that. I would like that dynamic. No pony. If you don't mind, I'm going to make a tangent. Hate when people say they prefer the original Beauty and the Beast movie. Say they prefer the original Beauty and the Beast movie. The first Beauty and the Beast movie. An old-timey French movie. But really? Because I know a lot of, like, Disney movies were come from Grimm's fairy tales, and I remember me actually reading some of those Grimm fairy tales before watching the actual Disney movies and being like, man, this could have gone so many different ways, and they didn't even do it. Okay. But, alright. But also, Couch Potato, Cowboy, I know there are a lot of people like this in the world who are like, oh man, when you say the sentence, I get offended because clearly the sentence is supposed to mean this sort of thing because that sort of thing is not this. I know there are people like that, and I understand those people. It's kind of like what people say when it comes to like Japanese language. If someone says something in Japanese and they say it only because they've seen it in anime, it's kind of disrespectful to the Japanese language itself. Because learn Japanese if you want to learn Japanese. Don't learn it from watching subs, that sort of thing. And I get that, but people might look at you funny if you just constantly complain about people saying, oh, well, I like the original, knowing that they mean the Disney one. And you're like, you could like calmly tell them, actually, you know, say, hey, fun fact, the original one is actually something from a long time ago in the French, and it was actually a French movie. And Disney adapted it, and since Disney's so popular, it was changed for the better. Like determination. Determination was a word everyone used all the time because it was a word in the English vocabulary. Next, Undertale. Now when everyone says determination, it has to be an Undertale reference. It has to be. It has to be a reference to Undertale. It can't just be its own word. That kind of bothers me nowadays, but I'm just kind of used to it this point. I'm numb. I'll be right back. Do you watch hentai? Yeah? Is that a problem? I mean, Samuel L. Jackson watches hentai, and once he admitted to it, I'm like, yeah, porn exists. Why should we be ashamed of it? In fact, I don't know why we're ashamed of it. It exists. You're a guy. I'm a guy. That's a girl. That's a girl. I'm pretty sure if you go up to all the people of the universe and tell them that you can never admit that you like this thing that people find taboo in their language, it just finds weird. Be free, be open. It's not bad. It's not bad. How does she control plasma? She's almost like a literal black hole. She's almost like a literal black hole. She has the she's kind of like a black hole. That's pretty much all I can say. Telling her what she really is kind of a spoilerific thing to say for my story for people who are reading it. But just know she can manipulate plasma. And since the universe is comprised of almost 99.99% plasma, she kind of has unlimited ammo. Think about it this way. One of her biggest moments is her going up into space and bringing all the planets that are not... all the planets in all the solar systems, in all the galaxies, in every single crevice of the entirety of the universe into one place is because she is able to manipulate the the plasma, and even the dark matter within the entirety of space and bring it all together. She calls it Void Zero. Void Zero extracts all the things that aren't plasma-based into one segment of her area and pulling things that aren't made of plasma to that segment because it's like part of the collateral. You know what I mean? That's what it is. She's overpowered as hell. And yes, I already came up with a way to beat her. I'm not like Kishimoto who made Madara and was like, I made Madara too strong. No, I know how to beat my characters. I never make a villain that I don't know how to kill. That's how I go. That was the old me. Now, I plan ahead. The whole story ahead, if you know what I mean. I heard that we were going to have Gen 5 in 2020. If so, I'm sad. Who knows? Maybe Gen 5 will be something good different. You don't know yet, man. Gen 4 might just be a catalyst to what Gen 5 will probably be. Maybe. I'd be sad if it was bad. I'll be happy to see it go because Gen 4 has run its course. You can't still have your PS1 and say it's the best console of all time and the most powerful hardware system. Granted, it was great for its time and paved the way for PS2, PS3, and PS4. But you have to admit, when it comes to hardware, amount of video games, and other things such as that, you gotta let it go, man. I love Gen 4. I want it to end on a good note and not be milked to the point where I hate it. You gotta die a hero, live long enough to become see yourself become the villain. It's definitely something I don't want to see MLP turn into. So if Gen 5 is supposed to add something new to the table, please do so. 2020, I'll see you. I'll see it clearly. That's gonna be a joke. Let that be a running joke in 2020. In Dragon Fight style. Yeah, I can see it. Hello. Hey, the Thundernado. Audience as well. it's weird. I think one of the major appeals for me for MLP is the fact that it's supposed to be a kid's show and they're not trying to make it a mature show. It's just that mature people can find good things about it because they're not trying to make it a mature show. It's just that their underlying themes can be expressed through a mature audience. Something tells me if they intentionally try to make it a mature show, it'll kind of lose a luster. I could be wrong about that. That's just my speculation, obviously. But I don't know. There's just something about making it intentionally a mature show would kind of ruin some of the greatness about it that I see. I'm fine with it. I think show what's good. So jumps to shark. Hey, well, Junior, he's saying exactly what I'm preaching. You remember episode 100? They already did. Funny. Yes, the Grim Fairy Tales, the ones that sepsis are cutting off her heel, and you got her multiple times during her coma. Grim Fairy Tales. Motherfucking, reference. Tell me, just a suggestion. Would you be okay with like a story that is set in the past? Let's say when the king and queen of Equestria was still around, before Celestia and Luna just stayed in this place. And granted, they did say Celestia was supposed to be a queen at first, meaning that there, was something else. But let's say, would you rather a future setting where things are in the past where you still probably would see the main six, but older and doing their own thing, but you have this new generation cast? Or would you rather have a past thing with older characters that we already pre-established? Let's say we see like the Guardians and stuff, like Star Swirl and all that would be there. That sort of past segment. Would you rather a past or a future segment? That's mainly my question is. See Jennifer means second Starlight all grown up was saying old and play your hardest. You mark, yeah, I like that too. But it wouldn't, I can see it happening. Generations don't automatically mean that you have to take everything out and refurbish it to the point where it's something completely different. You can make it so it's literally a new generation. Gen 5 is a step up from Gen 4. This generation is focused on maybe the other thing, because if we continue to have the same main characters, older or not, there will get stale at some point, and or we just want to see something different, more, something like that. To talk about things sure, like a adoption or divorce or whatever, the rating. Here's the thing: they can do things like adoption and divorce. It's very easy for kids shows to do stuff like that. In fact, I know a few kids shows myself that handle that pretty well. Those kind of topics aren't mature. They're just really somewhat more difficult for a children's show to be able to tackle. In fact, if you really think about it, Spike is an adopted baby, comparatively to the fact that he's currently living with Twilight. He doesn't know what his real family is. He doesn't know where his real family is. He doesn't know anything about his past other than he came from an egg that was brought to by magic thanks to Twilight. So if you want to go with adoption, Spike is an adopted person. You don't have to make an entire... Sooner or later, I would love them to make an episode involving him trying to find his family or think about his family at least once in his life. But if you think about it in between the lines, Spike is already an adopted person. Divorce, it's very easy to have two characters not like each other anymore. It's not hard for a kids show to do that. Lots of kids shows do it, actually, when it comes to that type of topic. But I see what you're saying. A higher rating would allow them to do more things, but it's the fact that they were able to do it without that, let's say, non-restriction is what makes it so impressive to me. But again, it's everyone's personal preference. I'm not going to say it's wrong. Just saying that. That's my view. If I do say things that are incorrect, I just nicely tell them that. And text it. In general, more people and you correct, believe you and fuss about it. Yeah, I do hate that. That does suck. Gotcha, Pito. I do understand that aspect. If Gen 5 sucks, the internet will explode. I can see that. Sure, just some different stuff to talk about. Because my philosophy is it's all about the writing. This is why I became a writer. When people say that this thing is bad because they didn't do this and didn't do that, I don't blame the characters, I blame the writing. Kind of like with the thing with Pokemon. People complain that Ash continuously loses the league. And the writers and or people who defend that saying, oh, well, they don't believe that if he wins the league, there's no reason for him to continue his journey. Yes, there is. If I was part of the writing staff, I'd be like, he won the league. But there are clearly other leagues out there that he wants to accomplish and beat. If he wants to be the very best like no one ever was, let's show his journey of going throughout these adventures with these characters. And maybe, just maybe, before you say, oh, well, if he continued... Oh. Okay, stream ended for a bit. But before people say, oh, well, if he continues to win... Oh, come on, YouTube. Jamie, such viewers will experience buffering. Great. Okay, I think that's a sign of which I need to stop now. Because if you have having buffering problems, I need to stop. This is stupid. No one else is in this building. Let me see. Now let's get down to the rest of the comments. When we say mature, we mean TV ratings. No. I was also talking about that, Y2 subs. That's what I was talking about that. For me, MLP doesn't need to have an episode about this dark, depressing thing about being adopted or getting a divorce with somebody. They don't need to have a PG-13, PG whatever rating, 17 whatever rating to explain that in the way that kids, adults, and everything else will explain in a nice manner. Before, when I was talking about the whole Ash thing, thanks to the stream now being okay, writing is everything. You can write anything with any amount of restrictions as long as you're a good writer. I've seen in multiple occasions of multiple different kid shows that explained adult topics way better than adult-themed shows did. And that's both surprisingly sad and great in my opinion. But again with the whole Ash thing, they're saying if they can't continue his journey, if he continues to win all the leagues and people find it predictable, then have him lose one. Have him lose one and have him be hurt on the matter of that maybe in that generation he was slipping a bit. He wasn't noticing that he was slipping and maybe he got a little too cocky from his first 2 or 3 wins. Then he loses one by a person who either didn't deserve the win or a rival who was a douchebag like Paul. Have him learn loss like that and still have him have a drive to go to another region, perfect that, and even have another moment that he takes another crack at it. Don't have him continue to lose and then have this philosophy of that you could be happy losing. That sort of thing. That gets old, especially when you get to the 6th goddamn thing. Orange Islands was fine, and the Battle Frontier was fine, but many people don't seem to count those because apparently they're not game, the initial league far outweighs those things or whatever. Okay, but I'm the Ash guy who kind of supports Ash in every way, shape, or form, so don't call me an Ash guy who's trying to be like, no, I support Ash. I actually think Ash is way better than Red, so come at me, bros, when I say that, but that's it. It's just that sort of thing. It's all depending on writing, on any medium. As long as you have good writing, you don't need to have your restrictions to hinder you on that. It's like that at all. Like, but again, it's me. Talk about. Besides, making it a mature show would make really serious matters lose some of their punch, like when Starlight was things up here in initial appearance. Yeah, I can see that. Sometimes it's the underlying things that make the show so great. I just continuation than a reboot rebooted rather established instead new stuff. That was the problem with like Boruto right now. They're not doing a great job of trying to establish these new generation when we want to see the old generation. While we have Dragon Ball Super, where we have the old generation, but damn it, do I just want to see something new? I mean, we should focus on the CMC or Flurry Hard. My thoughts, it's good. Just hope that if Gen 5 happens, it is better or at least as good as Friendship is Magic, as long as it isn't worse. It's fine, yeah. And I can pretty much go with anything in life that has to have a continuation to something. Just make it be good. Alright, Night Rose Lips. Hello. As long as you don't say the words adoption and divorce, it's fine. So you think things will be better? Like the people who want the older thing. Do you think if they actually say we're having a divorce, or you were adopted, or you're going up for adoption, or something like that? You think that's better? Because I'm only saying that as a person who likes visual storytelling more than saying sort of thing. You know, I grew up with visual storytelling, and I kind of don't like it when you kind of like spell things out a little too much. Like, I don't know. Again, I don't know. Maybe an episode can come out like that, and I'll find it friggin' amazing. You know, I don't know. The episode's not out yet, so I can't really say. I'll immediately say it would have been better like this. So clearly, but this is just my initial mindset as a writer myself. I kind of just have this sort of thing. And plus, everyone else has their own headcanon mindset, don't they? So I'm no different. Yeah, adoption and divorce are more sensitive than a mature topic, and you're right about Spike. Yeah, a mature topic would be more like drugs. That's a legitimate topic. But then again, you can easily have that be like Discord, like Papa and Yo. Papa and Yo is a game about a boy with a monster who, if he eats frogs, he goes into a murderous type of rampaging state. Immediately, if you're smart enough to understand, it's supposed to be like it's a kid, he has a dad who likes to protect him and be there for him, but once he starts hitting the drugs and the booze, he becomes a murderous rampaging monster that he doesn't want to be around, and the kid tries to avoid. Now, that's why I like Papa and Yo, at least for the story aspect to it and not for actual gameplay. I didn't really find the gameplay that great, but that underlying theme was awesome. And I can see them doing that for MLP. Just, you know, an underlying thing. Kids are a lot smarter than you believe. And a lot more disrespectful. But they are a lot smarter than you believe. So having a topic like that isn't too hard to write in a story. Especially something in MLP where you have nothing but mythological things that you can just make that like a thing. Hell, even the placebo effect thing almost covered that. Almost, not really, but just say a placebo effect. Taking something, letting your grandmother take something that she believes makes her feel better, even though if she goes a little too far with it and believes a little too much, she might get herself hurt. Underlying theme, I can see it. Yeah, Celestia probably adopted Spike. I want to know more about Spike's parents, and I know I'm never going to get an answer to it. That's the sad part to it. I'm never gonna have Spike be like, you know, I came from an egg, right? You guys don't lay eggs. Where's my family? Not once. Even when he goes straight to the dragon's den, all the dragons are there. Not once comes out of his mouth, oh, my dad, huh? My family. Oh man, you got respect from your dad? Never knew my dad. Nothing like that ever. Wait, my dude. Oh. Yeah, for example, as long as they didn't say the word gay, they could put it in a show. Immature, we mean TV. Okay, I read that already, but Not the whole divorce thing line from season 2, I believe. Oh, I'm just. It's not for me. It's weird. Get to bed. Yeah, it is getting kind of late for you guys anyway, so it's almost time for me to end this off. I didn't expect them to be gone for this long, but hey, you know, they're gone now. Honestly, don't care whether or not Ash has reason to continue his journey. A new main character might be a breath of fresh air for a series. It worked perfectly for the games. Yeah, I believe that too. People say the whole thing with Ash is that another story-related reason why to keep Ash is because they want to keep that dynamic of a 10-year-old going on a journey. And for every generation, they believe a new generation of kids is going to be watching it as well. So they believe that keeping Ash as 10 will not change much. I believe having the anime switch over to other main characters, because I find the Alon specials, the ultimate, why did I say ultimate? The Mega Evolution specials with Alon were fantastic. And I would say not because Ash was the main character, but I think it was one of the reasons. It's because Ash was the main character. I got to see this new guy work himself up, see his goals and his determination, his philosophy of what he wanted to do, his underlying character arc, and I enjoyed it. While Ash's is just to be the very best vaguely, kinda. So yeah, I understand completely. If they just make animes with the main characters of the games, I think Pokemon would have just as much of a good rap as the shonen anime do today. Because not many people talk about the Pokemon anime when it comes to like shonen aspects as well. They always talk about their Naruto's, they all talk about their Dragon Ball Z's, they all talk about their Boku no Hero Academies, you know, so their Attack on Titans, but they never really talk about Pokemon because they believe it's for kids and they do nothing really great because Ash isn't that, you know, awesome of a character. So if they make it the game character with their own unique personalities and what you get from the games, kind of like what they did with Red and his specials, yeah, I can definitely see the Pokemon anime getting a lot more better rep with it. But I just hate it when people say you should change it because you hate Ash. Ash is not that hateable of a character. Actually, he's more of a well-rounded character than most of the characters in life. So, cartoon. Lasting relationship. I know. Dead. Force. Have that. We need a cartoon where a long-lasting relationship that is fine. No one is dead. That's very hard to do. That's very hard to do, but it's not impossible. I get you. Yeah. You're a little late. I'm almost about to end the stream, actually. That's how late you are. But, yeah, it's great to see you, too. Anything's possible with good writing. Anything's possible with good writing. Just like how Death Battle, anything's possible with good writing. Any character who you say wrongly died can easily be rewritten to the point where the other person can win. You want Goku to beat Superman? Write it so that Superman allows him to apparently instant transmission him into Otherworld, where there is no sun. So that's the sun aspect's gone. And also make it so that Goku's Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Instinct, Vegito Black. Then boom, he wins. Why not? And also make it so that the Superman that he's fighting is the movie Superman, because movie Superman is vastly inferior to actual comic Superman. I gotta go now. Red Core Crystals. You do that, man. Hopefully you found the grind system. How it works. And if you're waiting for Persona-related updates and stuff, you read my Persona thing, right? I've got a lot of pages coming to you once I get a chance to actually upload them. Origins in Season 2 when he spoke to himself during the Dragon Migration episode. Okay. Let's go. See, alright, see you guys later. Yeah, hopefully we do get more things with Spike. And hopefully get more things with everything. Just, I've actually enjoyed this conversation. Okay. And, yeah, this is pretty much it. See you guys next time. Hopefully I get other videos out. Don't hold your breath. Bye.